So the question now is, what's next? Now that I've done this, extended, where have you been? What's been going on? That's actually a lie, because I didn't do that. I did not talk about where I've been. I'm not talking about I've spoke a bit about what's going on and what happened. Let's stay there. What happened? So what's next? Well, what's next is I begin to rebuild. I continue my journey of recovery. I know that I'm ahead of a lot of other men. So part of that journey of recovery is to pull some brothers aside with me, right? And women as well, whoever wants to learn, whoever's gone through trauma, whoever's trying to seek a life of sovereignty, a life worth living, I'm going to help you get there. And that's going to be my community, right? We are voyagers. We're seeking sovereignty in this life. That's just really what it is. So with that being said, I'm going to learn from my past. I'm going to make sure that I capture as many people as possible on my own email list so that should a platform be removed or I get deleted, which I shouldn't, because I've learned there is a place, a primary place for those of you to find me and for me to find you. All right? That's the first thing. So there's going to be a link to that down in the description to sign up, right? It'll either be, maybe there'll be two options. One where you can sign up for the regular newsletter that I write, Letters of Endurance, where it's about 3 times a week, where I'm really speaking to those of you who are having a hard time or trying to get forward. I do my best to take what I've learned, what I've already gone through, and present that while continuing to motivate, my readers to go forward, to keep pushing on. And, I love that many of you guys will respond back to me, and it's great. So I like that. And, and the other option could be, just you sign up just to receive one, update a week, just so we stay connected. But I believe I would much rather be in somewhat of regular communication. I want those who want regular communication, because that is how healing and recovery happens as survivors, right? It needs to be this consistent reinforcement, this consistent push, this consistent education, consistent giving of insight that will move you forward, that will propel you forward. And it's not easy, it's hard. And I know there's, very limited resources for men. If you saw in my video, my interview reaction video, that's part of this Coming Home series. You'll see that there. Or just go watch the original at Unfiltered Stories. Give them support, please do, because I appreciate them for doing what they do. And so that's what's next, right? Make sure to rebuild. I was probably building on TikTok, so I'm going to get back to that on TikTok, probably most likely, educating women on who we are as men, because that was very effective, while also maintaining, educating men on who it is that who we can be, right? And how we can be it. Because I'm confident that the majority of us, if not currently, at some point just wanted to be a good man who was respected, who was honored, who lived by a code, who had a family, people that cared for them, and they were able to care for them in return, right? Take care of people. That's big for us as men, to care for other people. It's very important that we are able to provide not just money, but guidance, knowledge, etc., etc. So, this is something I've had, sitting around with me for some time now, and I've pretty much firmed it up in writing. And I guess there's no time than now to present things, which would be, what's next is using YouTube as a means of educating, right? So I'm going to educate on, primarily, who we are as men, insights on trauma recovery, insights on creative expression. That's very important to me as an artist. And I guess, how we can connect to a higher power, higher source, connect with ourselves, to God, and to really begin to live something along these lines, right? But I have a good idea of what it is. Just putting it into words right now is, And so I have the newsletter, which is very important, right? Because I don't want that to happen again. I do not want to lose my community again. I do not. 2 is to make use of YouTube finally. Oh, part of making use of that is because I don't want to be a hypocrite. That's one of the biggest things I did when I was doing practically daily lives on TikTok, right? Was, one of the things I often find myself saying is that I don't want to be a hypocrite. I want to be the example for other men, the example for other boys, the example that women could look at and say, hey, this is what I should be looking for in a husband, if that's what you want, right? Something like this, qualities like this. I'm not a rich guy. I don't have anything to flash. I'm not 6 foot. I don't have any of these things. I'm just a normal guy, right? What I do have is code, I have morals, I have ethics, I have empathy, I have communication, I have understanding, right? So these are the qualities that I believe are great for men to have, to build, to foster, and I will teach you guys, right? And part of me teaching is that I need to continue to advance in life, right? I need to continue to go through the voyage, the journey that it is of being a man and taking on more and more responsibility. Because you can only teach and guide someone as far as you've gone yourself. And I can definitely say I've gone quite far, very, very far. Most men don't even want to start doing the work, right? And the work is not the gym. The work is not becoming a millionaire or something. That's not the work. Talking about the inner work, the stuff that actually makes going to the gym worthwhile, the thing that makes making $1 million worthwhile, right? I would say those things are just byproducts of doing the actual work inside. Because at the end of the day, none of that goes with us. Our body doesn't come with us. Our money doesn't come with us. I believe I'm missing one more thing here. Oh, so part of returning to YouTube is that I'm going to make sure to put the old videos I had up, like old videos, put them back up. I don't want to be a hypocrite, right? I want people to see where I've come from. And the only way to be an example is for people to be able to see where you've come from. So I have a lot of videos, a lot. And I'm going to put them back up one at a time. I want to review them just to make sure that there's nobody in there, or really people. There's certain people that I may not want to have exposed because I don't have their permission if they're part of any of those videos, which I don't think, maybe 1 or 2. So I'm going to put those back out. And the second thing with YouTube specifically is that I am going to be uploading under the podcast section, as well as on Spotify, the lives that I was doing, so that you guys can get a feel for how I conduct myself. Who is this guy, right? Is he just talking to talk? Is he a scammer? Or is this really who he is? And on those lives, you'll be able to see me in real time dealing with confrontational men and women, real time dealing with very traumatic topics and experiences that others are sharing with me, the way in which I educate and present, my mannerisms, the way I hold myself, my character. I'm consistent, right? So having all those up, and I'm talking about if my file count is correct, it should be just over 200 videos. Each one, more than likely, is about 2 hours long, if not 3, right? Trust me, I was doing the work here, right? So yeah, I'm gonna get those up. And so the pièce de résistance, if you will, I'm going to build the community, right? I'm going to build the community, and I'm going to take it seriously, right? I'm going to make it sustainable. So with building the community, I'm going to have tiered levels to it, which will basically dictate, access to me if you're looking for more guidance through any aspect of your life, right? Which is going to be good. And of course, with that, something that my mentors have told me many times over the past year in particular, a year ago, they were telling me in part of our group, you're gonna be a coach. I was like, no, it's okay. I don't think so. I'm like, no, it's okay. I don't think so. Yeah, they saw me before I saw me. They're coaches themselves, by the way. Very successful coaches, might I add, and business owners as well. Because yeah, they do some stuff. Anyways, here I am as a coach as well. I've been doing it on the side, just kind of, not kind of, dabbling in it. Had a few clients here and there just to see, is this something? And you know what? It is. It is. Right? I've had a number of people mistake me on lives for being a therapist. I thought about that as well, but there's a bit too much red tape there for the work that I want to do and how I need to operate in order to heal, build, and lead men towards better lives. Plain and simple. So I'm going to keep my word, in that video, in my interview, and I'm going to be the one to speak. I am going to be the one to educate. I'm going to be the resource for survivors, in particular male survivors, but the content and the lessons will apply to you whether you're male or female, right? And that's what we're doing moving forward. So that is what's next. I am going to produce videos here on YouTube. So look forward to 3 videos a week. There will also be my newsletter where you'll have more intimate communication with me because you could reply back to me. I'm doing my best to make everything as simple and straightforward as possible, as well as having a space for the community so that like-minded people can get together. For the newsletter, I do want it to be in a small application process, not because I just don't want anybody just signing up just because it's going to be I'm putting everything into this work, right? This is what I'm here to do. I know this, and it's time that I do it, right? I have the opportunity, so the time is now. That's what's next for me. So I'm going to see you in the next video, and join me. Look out for my newsletter. You could find me on social media. It's all the same handle, Dwayne M. Cyrus. Please call me Cyrus, not Dwayne. Oh, one more thing. What's next for me? What's next for me is also, I'm going to embrace being an artist. I'm going to give my child self what he's wanted. It's not that I haven't been in the arts field before. I've sold paintings. I've done it, but I haven't allowed myself to embody and embrace it. So that's what's going to happen as well. So what we have summed up together, the community and education, the private coaching, right? One-on-one, maybe some group stuff. Yes, group, because that's very helpful actually in recovery. So one-on-one, group, education, art, right? And the artwork is focused on expressing the experiences that we have as humans and putting forward the realities that we often are often hidden, right? Or not commonly looked at. And I'm going to center it around men. And where this came from was that, there's not enough expression about who we are as men, right? What is it that we go through? What is our experience? So as an artist, and I am an artist first before I am a writer, For I am a coach, I am an artist, always have been, always will be. That's just what's going to happen. So this is what's next for me. I'm going to continue to document this journey. I used to do this thing I called progress reports. So I'm going to bring that back where I'll do progress reports, which will be more personal. I'll let you guys know what's going on with me and what I'm working on, the areas of my life. And then of course, the rest of the videos here on YouTube will be regular communications. So that's what's next for me. That's what's next for you. And I hope to be of the greatest service to you guys. May God bless you. I hope that whoever hears this has found some form of joy and or hope on what's to be. And I'll also put forward artwork that I had before. I had a lot of cool posters that I designed, more abstract based posters, and I'm gonna get that up as well. So, yeah. Oh, and I forgot, the lives, my bread and butter. We will be returning, the lives will be returning. I told myself I should return to the lives in January. It might be sooner, but for now, let's just say Safe Space Sessions will return live in January. And the format for that was 3 lives a week minimum. They were themed. So you had, there was, the men's night was on Friday, the women's night was on Saturday or Sunday, depending on how the community was. We moved that one a little bit. And then we had 1 or 2 lives during the week that were topic based, right? I would present a specific topic. It wasn't geared towards men or women, but the community as a whole. And yeah, you'll see how I ran these things in the podcast videos. I'm just going to put them up raw, unedited, and we'll see where it goes. So this is the beginning, or return, rather, the homecoming of me, Dwayne Michael Cyrus, your benevolent dictator, your sage outlaw, your humble servant, Cyrus. I love you guys very, very much. And for those of you who know me from TikTok, hey, I'm back. I'm going to start posting on TikTok as well because, I need to. Right. So any platform you want to find me on, primarily what I'm going to start with is TikTok, YouTube. I'm going to try X. I heard it's a good place to be. I'm going to see what I could do there. And yeah, but primarily here on YouTube and TikTok, because talking head seems to be my thing, and writing. So yeah, I'm going to stop here. Love you guys very, very much. Thank you for those of you who have supported me, who have been here since I had a channel a long, long time ago. Yeah, okay.